Chi-Town Stand Up. We should be live now. Inglewood, Cali, in the Mouthpiece included. Will start shortly.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can
Man, where do they keep the honey around here?
God is a fan of the
Excuse me, you know where the honey is?
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like
Oh,
a gaggle of
cheese
girls?
Al.
The Bears.
Who wants cheese head?
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls? The Bears.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a...
Well, guys, let's go to the swimming pool. Let's go take a shower. Let's go water skiing.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
There he is.
Be sure to bring a towel so you don't get all wet.
All right. That is the house cleaning. That is the house cleaning. Y'all make sure like, share, subscribe this link. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Y'all know how we do.
Mouthpiece included.
Yeah, buddy. The silverbacks are black. Hey, we got an open panel as per usual. Pull up. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. I pinned the link in the chat. All you gotta do is click it and pull on up. We'd love to get your input on today's hot topics. So, well, as always, we're gonna run How About Them Bears? Then we're gonna hit How About Them Bulls? And then Cubs, Sox, quick hits. We got some big news from MLB today. Then, of course, we're gonna go over our weekly hot topics, which is gonna hit a crescendo with the super hot topic, which is Brittany Griner in the GulaG. GulaG? Free Brittany. So today in the building, we got the resident co-host, Ace, Jackie Robinson, West Coach. What say ye, young mister? What say ye?
What it is, what it is, what it is. Happy Thursday.
Yes, sir. Happy Thursday. We got over the hump yesterday, huh?
Yeah, I got the hump on my back. I think back on the farm.
Yeah.
Bail and lifting that hay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bailing and lifting Monday, bro. Right back on the grind, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Luckily, it's go ahead. My bad.
You had to make it happen for the family, healthcare, and monetarily wise.
Yeah, man. Those are major factors, man. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, do it. They try and take it away from us in different ways and make us do things we don't want to do, but we always do what we got to do to make it happen.
Facts. And we got, luckily, I'm working remote. remotely, so I don't have to go spend $6.50 a gallon on gas.
Oh man, it's ridiculous. I don't use it, but shout out to all the Uber Eats drivers and those guys and people that use that as far as income is concerned to make it happen. I don't know if they're making adjustments for the banana in the tailpipe by Russia and the foreign oil producers while they're spiking the gas and oil prices, but we'll see what impact it has on the American economy for this near future.
Absolutely. Coach say he's shutting down. I don't know if he's woofing, but he say he's shutting down his tow business. He said that diesel is kicking his ass.
Oh, what he's gonna do? Wait for it to go down?
He said something about being dispatched for 12. I think that's what I read in his text. He's gonna be a dispatch girl.
So what are the trucks gonna do? Just sit there?
I have no idea. Maybe he's gonna cash them out. It's hard to tell when their brother's selling wolf tickets. So
Yeah.
but there's like limo companies here, man. Everything's about to go up, man. Like everybody hopping on the bus now, and the buses got to raise their price. Everything's got to go up.
Everything's got to go up. I mean, yeah, you got to do something to offset the price of fuel. The president was talking about adding all these reserves to the oil supply that the U.S. has, but when is that going to take effect? It's going to drop it by a dime or 15 cents.
Exactly, and reserves my ass.
Why is it reserved? Yeah, oil pumping out there.
Yeah, and how long is that oil going to be any good? It's just sitting there, getting molded.
I don't know, man. It's all a farce.
All right, well, let's jump on it, man. We're gonna start out with the Bears, and so as I've been saying since 2 years, man, trade. What's his name? I always forget.
Khalil Mack.
Yeah, Khalil.
Yeah.
6-time MVP, future Hall of Famer, possibly first ballot. But there's some news going on about there. I guess he's gonna be out here in Cali.
Yeah, he's going to be on the other side of the Bosa kid out there and for the Los Angeles Chargers. So, Chargers are making it happen. It was purely a monetary move for the Bears. So, they're going to save, quote unquote, money by dealing his contract. He was owed like 60 or 70 more million. He was a $30 million cap hit this year.
Yeah.
So he's going to be $25 million in dead money this year. But
yeah.
They'll pick up $6 million or something like that. And this contract will be gone next year.
Well, have you heard anything? What are they going to get for him? At least a first-round draft pick or something like that?
They're getting a second-round pick in this year's draft and a 6th-round pick in next year's draft. And the Chargers have agreed to assume his contract.
Wow.
So the Bears will be off the books as far as owing him any monies. But, a lot of fans were looking for more capital back in the Mac trade because I guess of what we gave up for him.
Well, you know how business is. Like when you buy a house, you don't win when you sell it. You win at the purchase price. So it's not San Diego's fault that we went out there and gave up, the farm to get it.
Gave up the farm for him. Yeah, absolutely. So they're going to benefit immediately. He didn't play half the season for the Bears last year because he was injured.
Yeah,
had a surgery and. He'll be at full strength when they start their season out there in LA next year.
So who won the trade, man, in your mind?
Well, I guess if San Diego is able to absorb that contract and they didn't give up much for it, they won. But the Bears' goal, of course, is always year after year is to get younger and faster and stronger and better.
Sound like the $6 million man.
Right, right. So, you got a new regime. You got a new defense coming in to switch it back to the 4-3 from the 3-4. So, you gotta say, it's even. So I guess until the season starts, you got to see what they get out of the draft. Since we only have one second round pick, maybe they'll package those two picks together, get up into the first round, and get offensive linemen, or they'll get two good players out of the second round. They've leveraged the picks for the prior administration for the last few years, so we need as many picks as possible. Maybe they'll move down and get another 3 or 4, or or 2 4s, or 3 4s, or a 3 and 2 4s for that second round pick. Or maybe they'll use it for good players. A lot of good players in the draft this year. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I hate to be Captain Hindsight, which I'm not, because in hindsight, I've been saying move him for the last 2 years. You definitely could have gotten more for him, before all the injuries over the last couple of years, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he would have been a little younger, but hey, who won? Probably the Chargers, but we'll see how available Mac is over the next couple of years too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long term. It's a long term look and see. You got to see who the Bears pick up for that draft pick. Definitely is going to help them get another player this year with that $6 million going back to the cap. So, might be 2 players they get, or somebody get the key. We'll see.
All right, well, let's move on. How about them Bulls? Now, at my last report, I didn't check today. They were 39-26. They were in 4th place, 4.5 games behind the Miami Heat, and they were 5-5 over their last 10, and I think 4 or 5 game losing streak.
Yeah, they're taking a tough one coming out of the All-Star break. They're not. Well, it's been their same problem. You can't beat the good teams. They're bum players as far as the Eastern Conference is concerned. So they're playing well. They just don't play it. They don't play defense. To beat the good team. So that'll get you to 4th place. Well, I kind of predicted they would be before the season started. They're playing, exactly where they should be. They're waiting on a couple players to get back. Maybe we'll get them back in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, they were talking about Caruso. He was just cleared for physical contact today, so he should be back in a week or 2. And what's the big's name? Williams or something like that?
Patrick Williams.
Yeah, they said he'll be back within the same time frame. And your boy Ball isn't doing any contact yet, but they're pretty sure he'll be back at least, a week or so before the playoffs. One side note, that Bulls team went at full strength. They're 15-0 in the regular season. Add the 3 games they won in the preseason. They're actually 18-0 when they got all their guys, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's a matter of having all the guys. Will they make it to the end of the regular season, starting the playoffs with all their guys? We'll see. I mean, Billy Donovan said he's been putting the system together to win, once all the guys are in, but they just got to believe and work the system until everybody gets back healthy. So all we can do is look and see, wait and see who they play in the playoffs, and are they able to contend against whoever they meet up with in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this, go Bulls. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls. Go Bulls. Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're overachieving. So, and we got Jokic, the guy who drafted Jokic. The Bulls hired him. There's some rumor that, we're going to try to make moves, get rid of the big white boy.
Vukovic?
Yeah, Vukovic for Jokic. But Jokic, his agent said what I feel like Levine's agent should have said a long time ago, that his guy is going to stay in Denver and re-sign for the max.
Right. What I mean, come on. What else is he gonna say? I don't know what they can do in the NBA. You gotta make me a side deal, buy me a block or something in one of those north suburbs or one of these buildings here in Chicago to sweeten the deal, or they get private jets, whatever they got to do to get an MVP or all-star player. But I don't know. They're not going to trade him.
Especially with Levine's, gimpy back and knee or both or whatever it is. I think he'd be jumping all over this deal, bro.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to believe that he hasn't signed yet. I don't know what he's looking for in free agency, or if he's, I don't know what he's looking for.
Probably wants to play with LeBron and come to
Saskatchewan.
Come to the dirtiest city in the country, LA, that everybody loves. They said the Bulls got either the worst, the toughest, or the second toughest remaining schedule.
So it's either going, iron sharpens iron. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens the remainder of the year. Will this, the offensive defensive plan that Billy Donovan has in store for his team work out? Will they start playing better defense, or we've seen them excel against a lot of bums in close games. Can they start doing it against the elite of the East and the West? That's the story to be told.
Well, one thing I do enjoy about Donovan, I've always liked him as a coach. He's taking all the smoke himself. He's not pointing the fingers at players and throwing players under the bus. He's saying it's his job as a coach to get everybody involved and keep everybody motivated and get the W. So I respect that.
Yeah. Well, it's what a good coach does.
Facts. He doesn't take credit for the wins, and he takes the blame for the losses. That's what a great coach does. Let's jump to, we're not going to talk about the MLB lockout ending just yet, but do you have any Cubs Sox data?
It's been reported that the Cubs are looking at re-signing Rizzo.
It'd be nice to bring him back, I guess. Yeah, I can't complain. He can stand on first base. And they got a DH rule coming up too, with the new rules. So
give some time off.
Yeah, we might be able to keep another one of those bums and just, let them be the DH.
Right. Well, they brought it too late to keep Schwarber, but the Cubs would have traded him last year anyway. They got rid of everybody last year. It really didn't matter. But the Sox, the Sox everybody just was in a holding pattern, waiting for this agreement to be made. I guess they were saving the owners from themselves, or I don't know why they had a lockout.
Yeah, they're saying it's over 200 free agents that's about to be moved in the next 3 weeks, but we'll get there. Dick N-word, that's Dick Nagy. His post-Chicago Bears journey, I'd say his tenure in Chicago was not as successful as Lovie Smith's. Lovie Smith ended up jobless and then coached the college ball team, Go Illini, before working his way back to NFL after a lawsuit. He's basically the token, as he's been.
Got no problem with that.
Yeah, he was well underpaid during his time as a Bears coach. Dick N-word got his money. And now Dick N-word is back in KC, right away back in KC. And they're actually saying, Ace, which is what I said here, right here on Mouthpiece Included, they're saying that he's being groomed to be the successor of the big fat pink guy. What's his name?
Andy Reid.
Yeah, Andy Reid. You got any thoughts? Is there any disparity here?
I mean, that's absolutely asinine. You got a play caller in Eric Bieniemy that has really been calling plays with the team. as opposed to Dick N-word, just doing it for one season and fizzling out and failing miserably in the playoffs after a humongous lead for the Kansas City Chiefs to basically show his ineptitude to lead a team to a win, even with a superstar quarterback. Rooney Rule, whatever.
Yeah, and you had Lovey was a defensive genius, a defensive mastermind, and couldn't get a gig.
Yeah, well, we all know what's going on. We have no seats at the table, so who are they gonna look to lead their organizations or franchise? It's not gonna be, the black guy that's down there working his ass off trying to learn his trade
for pennies.
Yeah, they're gonna hire a guy who looked clueless on the sidelines for another NFL team and was fired.
All right. Yeah, so we both agree that there's some inequities in the Shield. So
absolutely.
All right.
Well, he's winning financially. His house he bought for $2 million when he came to Chicago and Lake Bluff. He's got on the market for $6 million in a short time span of him living.
Yeah, and they said he's got a basketball court in the back, and it's got a big N-word, big letter N in the center of it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. All right. N-word. I've been calling him that. All right. LeBron James. There's been some hubbub. You see Cleveland up on the upswing again. So there's some talk about him wanting to go back to Cleveland and, of course, potentially, play with his son. If LeBron James flees L.A., which is the greatest city on earth, and according to Stephen A. Smith and all the other coons, alleged coons, in my opinion, if LeBron James flees this great city of Los Angeles, filthiest city voted in the U.S., and where gas is hovering at $7 a gallon. But if LeBron flees this great city and goes back to Cleveland, what would that mean to his legacy, in your opinion?
I mean, I don't think it would tarnish it. His legacy would be the same. He's gone wherever he wanted to go. Tried to win, I guess, wherever he wanted to try and win. Will he be willing to come off the bench for Cleveland? That's the question. Will he go there and destroy their chemistry? And who's to say his son is ready for the NBA? I mean, why are these kids getting pushed toward the NBA? It's not the money. I don't see the skill set. You look at maybe a Zion before all the injuries and the beignets and whatever he's been eating down there. Have sidetracked his career, but just like Zaire Wade. They put, he didn't even attend college, went straight to the G League.
You mean D Wade's son is wearing the dresses?
No. I don't know. I hope I didn't misquote the name of the young man or young individual. I guess they got a non-binary family that's trying to make it to the NBA. But yeah, he's in the G League. He skipped college to, I guess, try and earn his keep in the NBA. So, I assume that's the same thing they're trying to do with Brittany.
Let me jump in here. LeBron James, he's cut and run. That's not leadership. That's followership. If you're the GOAT, as the self-proclaimed GOAT, as many people are alleging, you'd be able to close games, but we're not talking about that. But players would come to win a chip. What's that?
That's the only way he was going to win a chip.
Yeah. He had to get with closers. and winners. But if he was the GOAT, they would come to him, you know. But back to Zaire Wade. Yeah, it reminds me of a joke. I was watching Family Guy, and Peter and his family somehow ended up at a place that was supposed to be like Facebook. They're in Palo Alto, right? And Peter's like, "Hey, I got to use the restroom," and the tour guide was like, "Is it gender fluid?" And Peter was like, "Yeah, there'll be plenty of that." Oh man.
My son watches that non-stop. There's some of the episodes, listen to the jokes, like, man, should I be letting them listen to this? Shit,
Yeah, you should. Hey, but did you see did you see the game though, man? Last night, the Lakers lost to Houston, the team with the worst record in the West.
You think I want to watch the Lakers play?
Well, this guy LeBron, man, goes all the way to the bucket, could have drawn a foul, kicks it all the way out to Carmelo for a three. And it's like all the news prognosticators are really just catching on that, he should have shot that,
Yeah.
Hey, he's 6'9". All he had to do, I mean, literally, like even if he didn't jump into dude, he had a reverse like right there. How hard would that be? I mean, and he had Russ cutting for a dunk, but he likes to kick it out because that guy has been predetermining his plays his entire career.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe you want to assist that as opposed to the points. He knows he's going to pass Kareem if he keeps lumbering out there and playing games. But
He doesn't want the responsibility of going to the free throw line at crunch time.
Well, if you can't shoot them, why you want to go there?
Well, yeah. I mean, so how are you the GOAT? All right. So we talked about the Khalil Mack trade. Let's move on to the sham of an NBA dunk contest. Now, you were there in the heyday with Mike and Dominique, and we can go on and on. Should the league can the dunk contest?
I believe the importance of it is gone. Most of the highest profile dunkers skip it because of the chance of injury, or they're injured before the dunk contest, or they get injured right after it. So, sure, why not? Or they got to change some aspect of it. Maybe make it like the celebrity game. Let the celebrities dunk on an 8-foot rim. Those that wish to risk their life and limb for the notoriety. But as far as the players are concerned, they really, they don't even want to play an all-star game, let alone go to the dunk contest anymore. So
yeah, they all want to be cheerleaders. I wouldn't say can it. I would say two things they could do to preserve it. Go back to the original rules. Screw all this. You get unlimited misses and unlimited dunk attempts within X amount of time. No, stop that.
Yeah,
and then, what's that?
I haven't watched it in years, so I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's nonsense. So then now, Ace, what I would do, to your point about, the greater players don't do it, you'd have to align, a big, say like the Coca-Cola NBA dunk contest, get a big sponsor behind it so that those players can get themselves new watches and sports cars, put some big money behind it for the winner.
Get a new Bugatti.
A new Bugatti. Yeah, we're not talking about a Ford truck. Yeah, we're talking about like a new Bugatti, and we're talking about some drip, for everybody who's in it. Nice NBA logo, drip. And, and we're talking about, $5 million per contestant and 3 million per contestant and 20 million for the winner.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA is a little too greedy to invest in the All-Star game. They believe that the 100,000 that they're giving to the players or to the charities should be enough for the players to want to compete in the All-Star game and the dunk contest and get these little trophies that who knows where they end up at in their homes. So I think it's just agreed on the NBA part to not want to increase the prize money with time. So take it or leave it is what they're thinking. The players are leaving. It's similar to like the halftime show at the damn Super Bowl. You want all these great entertainers to come in, but they have to foot the bill to perform, and you want maximum benefit out of it. Just because you're at the big game, let's not use the S word. You're at the big game, so you're lucky. You're privileged to be here performing at the big game. So I guess the NBA has the same mentality as the NFL in that regard.
Yeah, it's the greatest show on turf. All right, the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Apparently, I guess he wasn't wearing he wore cargo shorts, and I think cargo shorts were not allowed at this ritzy golf club. So he's got a lifetime ban from the golf club. What say you?
Yeah, I would have. I would have went live. Yeah, I think he has a Facebook page, Instagram, or somebody's doing that crap for him. I'd have went live and exposed them. The police and the club or whoever told him that Michael Jeffrey Jordan wearing cargo shorts wasn't fit enough for your club, and we don't want you back. Now, if you want me to believe it's about cargo shorts,
a billionaire.
Yeah, I've got a boat I want to sell you now. You can right at the Sahara Desert. Goes right in the boat slip there. It's we know what it's all about. It's probably about how dare him come here and think he can just come and break our rules of our golf course. We don't give a damn how much money he has, how much notoriety he has, and who he is. Put a ban on him. He can't come back.
Well, they would have seen me, to your point, about his people on Facebook Live. Yeah, we'd have went live, and I would have pooped right there in the ninth hole before I left.
Right in the hole. Let's see somebody come pick that up. Ban that. Yeah, I got a reason to ban.
All right, so we had the GOAT, man. More GOAT news. So somebody somehow had his first game ticket that he ever played in the NBA, and he put it up for auction. Now, he didn't break Jackie Robinson's record. Jackie Robinson's record ticket sold for $480,000, but the GOAT sold for $468K, man.
Wow, that's wow. I wish I don't know what I did with the ticket stubs in them games I went to.
Well, the ticket stub wouldn't go. You got to have the whole ticket.
Yeah.
So what we got to start doing, Ace, is when these big rookies, but because you could buy the tickets online. Yeah. You don't have to go to the game. With their first game, man, just buy that first game ticket and put that shit in a photo album somewhere or in a safe.
Yeah. I don't got to no. I just want to take one of the tickets of the games I went to and run on there to score and just get what I can out of it. I don't need a $480,000 40 years later. Give me what you want for this ticket. He's retired. He was a great player. And let's move on. Or maybe I can give it to the kid. But it's absolutely ridiculous what people will pay for sports memorabilia.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to know in your mind that this kid is super special, whether it's baseball, football, basketball.
Yeah.
And just buy the ticket. you know, and because you don't have to spend the money to cross country or none of that. Seems like it'd be a smart investment, and like you said, you could pass it down to the kids or something like that. Look, son, I got us tickets to the game. Oh yeah, when are we going? Never.
Never.
Right?
We're gonna save this
Yeah.
for
All right.
your future house.
Facts. You can start a business or something. All right. Let's move on. Who do you got for this year's NBA MVP so far, if it was today?
NBA MVP. Let me go back to this before we step on it. Who the hell doesn't want Michael Jordan, man? What kind of asshole could you be? I mean, come on. I heard he's not the greatest guy, but who banned Michael Jordan?
I know, right? Who allowed that? And there had to be a bunch of people that sat there and had a meeting and discussed it. I'm sure there was somebody like, you guys are crazy. I mean, seriously, at golf, you're doing business on a golf course. He's a businessman, successful. Okay, either I got booted or Ace got booted. I think it's Ace. Yeah, I mean, he's a businessman, and I think it's Ace, so he'll be back here. You guys stand back. Stand by. Yeah, yeah. I mean, some clown decided, let's go ahead and ban, Michael Jordan from this golf club. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. But NBA MVP. There's talk about the Joker. You have to throw LeBron in the mix. There's talk about, looks like he's coming back. There's talk about, let me see here. There's talk about the Bulls guy. Who's the guy on the Bulls?
Yeah, I'm sticking with DeMar.
Yeah, there's DeRozan and there's Ja Morant. I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Morant's a good candidate. He's a great candidate. Reminds you of the Derrick Rose era of young MVPs, unstoppable players.
Joel Embiid, can't leave him out.
Yeah. He's a great young player as well. But all those in the East, I think Memphis might be in the West.
The Joker is on the list.
Yeah, he's always going to be on the list. Luka, it's got to be on the list.
Yeah, Doncic is a consideration. I was going with DeRozan too, but you know what I mean. They're on this losing streak.
Yeah. I mean, but you're going to have ebbs and flows in the NBA season, especially with the lack of a height and a super productive bench. So when you lose two or three players, you lose a key starter and a key bench player. You're going to have ebbs and flows in the season. But
let's not forget the Greek Freak.
Well, I mean, it's always got to be in consideration for MVP. But why does it have to be the same damn players every year?
Yeah, I guess I'll give my vote to Ja Morant when you look at it all and put it all in for right now. Right now, this moment. And then I'm going with DeRozan second because I'm totally biased and he has been balling out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a regular season award, and he's propelled them to be one of the better teams in the NBA. Speaking of Morant, and also DeRozan, all of the pundits were saying this is one of the worst deals the Bulls ever made. A good thing they're not running NBA franchises.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't. Analytically, he's not a good basketball player.
He doesn't get enough 3-pointers.
Yeah, all he does is make mid-range shots to the clip of breaking Michael Jordan's records. Although it's a free-flowing, non-defensive, no big lead.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a lot of players that can't hit shots. And he hits his mid-range shots. And he stays in his zone. Yeah, he can hit the three. But why keep taking them damn shots? It takes a lot out of a player every night to go out there and jack up, 15, 23 pointers every night. So,
Well, yeah, LeBrick James was 0 for 9 yesterday. He hit one in garbage time.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got all the strength and all the legs and all the the mass in the world. You know what? Come on, you're older now. They still can't stop. They can't foul you. But I guess they can. Maybe that's why
Because he can't shoot free throws. Yes, it's all mental. He's got a yip. He's embarrassed because he knows that the greatest players, even Kobe Bean, rest his soul, would get up there and knock down those free throws. D Wade, get up there and knock them down. Larry Bird, get up there and knock them down, bro. He won't.
Yes. They're free throws. They're free for a reason.
Right.
So the knock on the bigs that couldn't hit free throws was they didn't practice enough.
Right. That's why Will Chamberlain and Shaq, are lower on the all-time greatest list than they should be, on the one hand, because they weren't. You couldn't even use them at the end of the game.
Yeah. Shaq. Shaq would have been average like maybe 5 to 7 more points for his career.
Easily.
Free throws.
Easily.
Wow.
All right. Well, all right. So we say John Morant, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah. Greek freak.
Bitch Trubisky. I read an article. They're saying that he's literally projected to be the top free agent QB. Now, is this because of his talent? Is this a testament to the horrible coaching that he played under? Is it a combination of that, or is it a more of there are not any good free agents available this year at QB?
I would say number 3. Of course, you can lean on that his coach was an idiot and didn't know how to use him. But we're still looking at a body of work. College, he started 1 year. NFL, they gave him the reins. But he had a decent record, but he had one of the better defenses in the NFL at the time.
But he probably had the worst offensive coordinator.
Yeah, the idiot. A guy who wanted him to run his offense instead of, figuring out this guy, there's certain things he can't do. And, matter of fact, it's a combination of them all. He does have some talent. Strong kid. He was probably coached not to run in certain situations when, the field's wide open and there's nobody in front of him. And, he had a bad coach, offensive coordinator, coach, whatever the hell the N-word was doing. So I would say it was a combination of the 3. But he's whoever gets him, good luck to him. Because bad Mitch is always going to pop up.
Yeah, I agree. Combination of the 3. Would you make a move on him if the price is right as a Bear? Have him be a number 2?
No. I'd rather go with Nick Foles out there than have.
You can trade Nick Foles according to DJ Prado, and you can get a first-round draft pick. I don't know why the Bears haven't done it. I mean, that's seriously. Right. I mean, you know what I mean? That's malpractice at that point. They should fire their GM.
Yeah, because we don't. They did. We just don't have enough draft capital. So yeah, I mean, it would make sense to trade Nick Foles and get a first round and a 4th round pick for him. And,
yeah, if that happened, the GM who gave up the 1 for him would be immediately fired.
Well, they might mull it over and see what Nick Foles does as a backup for the rest of the season before they fire him. Oh, you think he'd be immediately fired?
Immediately. All right, let's push on, man. Calvin Ridley said he doesn't have a gambling problem. Alleges that he only bet 1,500 on the Shield.
It's
Is
just
that a?
stupid.
We agree. He's stupid. He is stupid. I'm going to say he's stupid because how do you not have somebody else place the bets on your behalf?
Man, why are you even betting, man? $1,500. How much you gonna win?
He's got a gambling problem. But I'm saying, I'm just saying, Ace.
Yeah.
How do you not have your West, your worldwide West, your homeboy, your brother, your cousin, maybe somebody a little distant than that, make this bet on your behalf?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
they make it sound like he used his credit card and did it himself.
Hey, maybe he was on the Percocets or something while he was out with the the mental time off, and got a hot tip, and he wanted to bet on it. He might have realized it was a mistake afterward. But you're making $11 million. Yeah, I know people gamble that have high incomes. They gamble at the casino. They don't gamble on the sport that they are part of the players union, and they signed a contract stating that.
You sound like the commissioner of baseball, Roselle, that band.
Pete Rose for life.
Yeah, Tricky Pete, Charlie Hustle. But let me say this: do you think that it's an heavy-handed suspension? I mean, unless he was betting on his own games, point shaving, they're talking about the next season at minimum.
I think they're trying to do what they do to all
black people.
They're trying to make an example out of it.
Use them as a deterrent.
Yeah, they'll have the negotiation, and it might go down however many games. Maybe they'll let us know the details of the bet. Whether he was betting on if he was betting on his own team against his own team. Oh my gosh, he's got to be a real idiot. But maybe we'll hear the details of this later. But a $1,500 bet. I just wonder how much you think you're going to win.
And it leaves you compromised. You know what I mean? Once the people who took the bet, now they have you in a position where we're going to go public with this if you don't start shaving points.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll add he's stupid because he came out and said, well, I only bet 1,500. He should have went with somebody hacked my account and blah, 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 blah. No comment. My lawyers told me to shut up.
Did you talk to the lawyer or the agent or, somebody with a damn brain? Or maybe he was talking to his cousin.
It was Pookie. Now Al Davis would probably sign him at the Raiders. I'd send him to Las Vegas. You want to gamble? Come on to Vegas.
Yeah, he can't play this year.
Would you make a move for him as a Bear? And I'm going to tell you this. I would. I'd go get him. Even if he's out next year. You can get him on the cheap. Go ahead, bro.
He supposedly was on the radar prior to.
Yeah, he was.
Prior to this happening, but the Falcons came out and said they couldn't trade him in good faith because they knew he was going to get suspended.
Well, I heard that the Falcons were trying to trade him after they knew he was already caught up.
Yeah. Well,
still trying to get too much for him.
Yeah, but the league was gonna probably unravel whatever trade they would have made to send him to another team.
Yeah, or they would ended up having to compensate the other team some draft picks or something like that once it all came out.
They knew they were going to. They were investigating them, and they were going to. And the Falcons knew, and they probably knew they were going to suspend him. Wow, that's a pretty heavy-handed suspension, but yeah, you gotta send a message.
And Calvin Ridley, if you're listening, Junior. Call 1-800-GAMBLERS Anonymous. In my opinion, you do have a gambling problem when you can put $11 million of your work and your salary on the line, your livelihood, for a $1,500 bet. That's the definition, Calvin Ridley Jr., of a gambling problem.
Right. Or, your brother plays for the Bears. He could have made the bet. He doesn't get any time on the field. They're probably going to cut him.
Right.
If they have to cut him. So anybody could have made the bet for him. But maybe his brother could have told him, if he'd have told him what the hell he was thinking of doing. Hey, man, we're playing the NFL. Don't do it.
And where there's smoke, there's fire. He's not the only one. I wonder how many of those pink ones are betting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, he's betting with somebody. Somebody probably told him, man, it's free money. It's easy money. Just go get it. Use my bookie.
Yeah, I never understood. That's just, I don't know if it's greed or stupidity. It's a fine line between the two. But in my opinion, get yourself some help. All right, so we got 9-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Super Bowl champ, first ballot MVP in my opinion, Russell Wilson, the guy who's with Future's baby mama, traded to the Broncos.
Yeah.
What say you, Ace?
Hey, the Seattle Seahawks have come to the realization that you can't build a team with a quarterback making $30-40 million, and you got your middle linebacker making $20-30 million. So they're blowing the thing up. They're getting all these draft picks from Denver.
Well, let me go ahead.
Going to retire soon.
Well, let me go ahead and break that down. Quarterback Drew Lock, tight end Noah Fant, whoever that is, and defensive lineman Shelby Harris, whoever that is, are set to go to Seattle as part of the trade, which reportedly also includes 2 first-round draft picks, 2 second-rounders, and 1 fifth-rounder. So Denver gave up 2 firsts. I don't know, how high those firsts were. 2 seconds and 1 fifth. So you can potentially easily get 3 starters out of that. Who won that trade, bro?
I would say Seattle won. You're getting 5 draft picks and 3 players. Granted, Drew Lock.
He's pink.
Yeah,
he can stand back there and throw a good football.
He can stand back there and get killed till you find you another quarterback. Or, hey, maybe they're going after
come on, that guy's smart.
Ubisky. He's smart. Knows the game.
Hey, that's a good point, though. They could bring in Bitch Mubisky, and have him and Drew Lock get pounded in the pocket for a year or two till they could develop whoever they draft with one of those picks.
Yeah. Or, if they see, they got a guy they really like, they can leverage that 5th-round pick and a 1st-round pick and move up in the draft and, get a quarterback that they really want. Maybe they got a target or something. But, they weren't winning with Russell Wilson. So you
could sit here and say that a team that gives up 2 first-round draft picks and gets a Super Bowl proven quarterback, a Hall of Famer, that they won, but the Bears give up a similar package to get Khalil Mack, and we say the Raiders lost.
It was never proven that the Raiders lost. I think both teams end up actually losing. Well,
I'm just saying.
The Raiders lost because they didn't use the picks correctly. They didn't use that bounty that they received correctly.
Yeah. They were just Chucky Gruden was just drafting willy-nilly.
Yeah. So that's would be the reason I would say they lost.
And that's the thing. The draft it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, but their loss was really only for maybe one year and a half. I mean, he had that one great year after he came over to Chicago, but after that, when Fangio left, Chuck Pagano came in. He was lining up 10 yards to the left and right of the tackles. And by the time he got back to the quarterback, the ball was in the other team's hands. I mean, this ain't rocket science. If you line up 15 yards away from the damn quarterback, how long do you think it's going to take him to get there? I couldn't believe nobody could see that shit.
I'm going to say this. Denver feels like Russell Wilson is the final piece to the puzzle. So who won is difficult to say at this point. But I'm going to say Denver won because I love Russell Wilson. I think he's gutsy. He's tough.
Yeah,
he's smart. Yeah. Now, for Denver to win, Russell's got to get him a Super Bowl ring over the next 3 years.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, he has to. They mortgaged the farm. They're paying him his exorbitant ass salary. They got rid of 5 draft picks and 3 players to bring him to Denver. So yes, he has to win.
And that was the problem in Seattle. He got that big salary. Remember when he was on his rookie contract, they could use all that talent on defense and other positions.
Yeah. All that money was available.
Sleeping with Future's baby mama, he wanted $400 billion a season, and he didn't have no talent around him.
I can't fault him for wanting to be the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Or for sleeping with Future's baby mama. I can't fault him for that either.
Yeah, take care of Future's future, and his future, and Sierra's future. So he secured the bag, and they had to get rid of the defensive players.
Yep.
And they didn't replenish their offensive line. That was the main problem. They had nobody protecting. So they ended up. He's running for his life out there. They got good receivers. They had Lockett and they got DK Metcalf. I mean, they didn't leave the cupboards bare.
Well, let me put the question to you differently, Ace. You're the GM for Denver. Do you make that move?
Yeah.
You do? If you're Denver, if you're John Elway.
Well, John Elway's an idiot.
Well, if you're in his position.
Okay. Being a Bears fan, no. I've seen the Herschel Walker trade. I've seen the Jay Cutler trade, and I've seen the Khalil Mack trade.
Right, it hurts you. It hurts you, man. It hurts you with players. All right, well, let me flip it for you. If you're Seattle's GM, do you make the move? You got a disgruntled quarterback who he only had one non-double-digit season wins, and that was 9.
Yeah, but he was threatening to leave them last year.
Right.
So you're threatening to leave us. I want to pull a trigger. If I got a team, somebody willing to give me that much capital. We don't know where those number 1 picks are going to land. Well, you know where your number 1 pick is at, and they're going to give you 2 more and 2 second-round picks.
All right. Yeah. So you're saying, like you said, and that's confirming your thing that Seattle won. The only issue you got is if. It's a long, big if. You watch Russell Wilson win back-to-back Super Bowls, you're going to be out of a job.
I
would have traded him to the NFC. You don't think Russell's got one or 2 more in him?
I think he may, but not for that organization. They just fired Vic Fangio. I don't have much confidence in John Elway.
All right, well, let's move to the next hot topic. I've always been an Elway guy. He can do no wrong in my book.
As a player.
I use him on Tecmo Bowl and Super Tecmo Bowl.
He was a player.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Let's push on. Gary Hayton Payton claims that Scottie Trippin and LeBron James are the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why all these people don't like Mike. You know, I mean, the guys that played against him. I don't know what the hell.
But he played against Pippen. Pippen was right there playing against Gary Payton's dumb Seattle team in those finals.
Yeah, I mean, well, I can understand why a lot of guys would have hate against them because that's the way those guys played back in that era. You got to go out there and hate those other teams, hate those guys.
Right, you were out at dinner and tweeting each other and sending each other videos and stuff.
Yeah, sleeping with your teammate's mom and his girlfriend.
Right, and sending pictures. Look at my six pack. I just got out of the compression machine. You know what I mean? Maybe you can come play for me next season. But Pippen played against him. This is bizarre though, bro. What's Gary Hayton Payton's what's his what's his motivation?
Does he have a book coming out?
He must have a book coming out. And he's been on Vlad TV, bro. This is where he said all this. On Vlad TV. Vlad, who most black people have banned due to the issue with the minister, Honorable. And this guy's going, does he need the money?
He shouldn't. Maybe, I mean, your top 70, was it top 75?
No.
Hey, maybe he needs notoriety.
Isn't his son in the league or something?
Yeah, his son's in the league.
Hey, he shouldn't be poor.
Yeah, his son's got to be making more money than he was. So,
I mean, I know that's his son's money, but I'm just saying he shouldn't be poor unless he was a jerk as a dad.
Yeah, or maybe he's just a dad and gang. But he's a Gary Payton Jr., so maybe he knows his baby mama.
Yeah, I mean, this guy goes on Vlad TV and purports that Scottie Pippen and LeBron James are both better players than Michael Jordan. How can he say that as a premier defender? How can he say that?
I think he defended it in his mind with the caveat that they're better all-around players than Jordan, which is asinine as well. I mean, that sounds like something a casual fan from Utah or New York or Phoenix or LA or Detroit.
Jordan was a better defender than both those guys.
Yeah, but I mean,
Avery is a better ball handler than both those guys.
Yeah, he could have led the league in assists.
A better passer than both those guys.
Yeah.
A better shooter than both those guys.
Absolutely.
Better free throw shooter than both those guys. Like you said, this all around game nonsense.
Right. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know, man. I don't understand it.
Bro, that pissed me off. Like, I used to like Gary Payton, man. I'm like, I saw him on Vlad TV. I'm like, what is he doing on Vlad? He was hating on money.
I had a little level of respect for him. And then, he went on Vlad TV, and then he's co-signing his Pippen LeBron bullshit.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to understand. It's hard to fathom as someone that loves the game of basketball. How these people are coming out, 30 years, 25 years later,
saying that, right?
Saying this crap.
Right. They weren't saying it during the time that Pippen's the best player in the league. Even when Jordan retired, they wasn't saying that.
They wouldn't say that shit to Jordan when he was shitting on him because they know he would have took it.
Came out and scored 100. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But Gary also said if he hadn't tweaked something, then he would have continued to shut Mike down in that series, and they would have beat the Bulls. With the dumb Seattle team.
Yeah.
And the dumb coach.
Dumb coach and dumb team who's going to come out there and out physical the fucking Bull to a championship.
All right. Yeah, he was like, we beat him. We won the season series during the regular season. Shut up, Gary Payton. All right, Gary, if your glove don't fit, you should quit. All right.
Yeah, quit. Yeah, I mean, and I'm happy, and that Mike doesn't respond to none of this dumb shit that these ex players or ex Hall of Famers or all these bums that he's put on his trophy case come out with this crap and say, every other month that, this player was greater than him, or this player played defense better than him, or this he wouldn't have won this or that without this player. I'm really, glad that he doesn't stoop to that level to even honor or give any insight to this crap they're putting out there for the for this 2K era of basketball and these kids to even respond to that bull.
Maybe you got to check from Pippen, or maybe you own part of Pippen's book or something. We got Illa in the building, man. Kurt Illa is in the building. Thanks for your support, bro.
What's going on? What's happening, man?
Yeah, pull up if you want to. Click that link.
Yeah.
And you can pull up. All right, so we got we're gonna move past Gary Hayden Payton. I didn't want to spend a lot of time on him and tripping Pippen. No tipping, tripping Pippen.
Maybe he gave some stock in his brandy line. That's probably what he did.
Yeah, he probably gave him a case of brandy. That's probably what he did. All right, here we go. MLB ends their lockout. I think we kind of went over that, but I wanted to break down the terms, though. So, yeah. So now they're going to play a 162 game season. I think the players were, it's playing too many games. Opening day is set for April 7th. The National League adds a DH, which I hate. I'm a purist. I've been a National League fan forever. I like seeing a pitcher go up there and whiff. And, I just hate it. And then the postseason is expanding to 12 games. They're also banning the shift. Those awful shifts that they've been doing. I don't like the shifts, but I don't like the ban, And
if it's a strategy that's not hurting anything, why would they ban? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. And that's what I'm saying. And if the baseball players can adjust to the shift and be like Rod Carew and Kirby Puckett, rest his soul, and you're going to leave that open? You're going to leave the whole side of that field open? I'm just going to...
Yeah, give it to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, these players shift. Nobody's in right field, and they hit the ball right to center.
Yeah. Imagine them shifting against Tony Gwynn.
Right. He'd have bat 800.
Right.
All right. So, and then also they're implementing the draft lottery. So let's go through this point by point. I'm sure you agree with maintaining the 162 game schedule.
Man, how the hell are they gonna pay him $350 million? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, chicks don't love the long ball that much.
Maybe I could see expanding the rosters. Maybe adding another pitcher, another position player for the long seasons, because these guys aren't as tough as those guys who went to war in the off seasons had to be. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Also, they put a time clock on the pitchers. What do you feel about that? You're a baseball manager.
It should be a clock on the pitchers and the damn batters. They want to speed the damn game up.
I agree.
Adjusting their gloves every time.
Jock strap.
Yeah. Spitting, looking up in the stands, saying hi, mom, or whatever the hell's going on. Yeah. It should be a clock on everybody.
Well, I agree with the clock. One other thing I didn't mention was they're limiting how many times you can pull a player up and drop him back to the minors in one season. They didn't give the number, but how do you feel about that?
I mean, yeah, it's been employed by general managers in baseball to, manipulate players
Pay.
their service time
Mhm.
for years. So yeah, I think they should shorten the length of their service times. If the guys can play, pay them. But
Well, we're in
it's all
agreement on that.
it's all agreed to the owners.
What about the DH coming to the National League? You're an American leaguer. You probably like the guy coming up there who can't play baseball. All he can do is stand up there and spit and adjust his jock strap and rip the ball over the wall.
Well, I mean, the unstoppable DH is I think it's been going with the steroid era. It's a substitution tool for the catcher and the first baseman and the DH. The DH has to be able to play a position. He may not play 100 games out in the field, but he's got to spell. A lot of times he spells the
first baseman and the right fielder.
Baseman. Yeah. So, as opposed, I guess, them adding another position player to the roster, they're adding a DH to the.
And you might as well have a designated shooter in basketball. You know what I mean? And he doesn't play defense. I mean, to
that's
me,
all of them. Shit.
It reeks. It reeks. When you play baseball, man, kids, if any kids out there listening, who cares that you can hit? You got to be able to go out there and throw some leather and do some other things on the baseball diamond. Yourself.
I mean, it's a thinking man's game. So, but yeah, the analytics probably told them that the chicks dig the long ball. So, put a DH in the 9 hole for. But those guys. Imagine who's a good hitter. Greg Maddux was a good bunter. It has a different aspect.
Greg Maddux was a good bunter. He could Maddux, yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
You got different pitchers. The guy that used to play for the Cubs.
I love that baseball, man. Yes, and you know what I mean. And then you walk the 8th batter so you can face the pitcher, and the pitcher had
a job to do. So they're taking away the aspect of
the strategy.
The pitcher doing his job, and the strategy of the other team on defense. So
it's going to sully the stats, of the National League pitchers as well. They got to be like American League pitchers and face 9 hitters.
Yeah. But chicks dig the long ball. They want to see the damn long ball.
All right. Well, what about this postseason expansion to 12 teams? Now, how are they doing that? Did you hear anything about how that's supposed to happen?
I'm just gonna add some more teams to the playoffs. I mean, it's more revenue for a few more teams. It gets a few more cities excited about baseball. It's got you got more teams coming around. Well, I believe they're probably going to be play-in games, so it won't be full series, but it'll get teams excited or cities excited about the postseason that really never had a chance to get there.
But does this not lessen the importance of the regular season games? Listen, I loved it the way it was. You win your division. That's the only way you got to the playoffs. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, but you're talking about the era of participation trophy. So for Major League Baseball, this is the participation trophy.
And the owners can get more money by selling playoff tickets.
Right, and playoff memorabilia, and postseason jerseys and hoodies and hats for your team. Even though they only get to play one damn game in the playoffs, but they made it into the postseason or TV revenue. It's a win-win for the owners. So.
But Ace, you know how baseball is, man. The team could get hot.
Yeah,
I guess that could happen, but at least that would have been somebody who played good baseball all season. You know what I mean? A team would get
Yeah,
hot
man.
at the right time and just beat the Dodgers.
Oh, well, the Dodgers were supposed to be the better team, so they should have, they should have took care of business.
Tony D, who's been in our chat before. What up, D? He never has sports talk, but he likes the politics side. He said Juicy Smollett sentenced to 5 months in the county. Yeah, Juicy, he'll probably serve 3 of that with the way county time's going. He might be out in 60 days, but
They probably do 30 days.
yeah, free Juicy. All right.
I think the judge got his TV time, so he wanted to look hard, tough. Sentence him to 5 months. They never
Well,
do.
he said he cried out like a little bi during his sentencing, screaming that he wasn't. I'm not suicidal or something. He was saying. Yeah, outbursts in court like that would get a regular guy like me and you an extra 30 to 90 days in court. We're talking Juicy, and it looks like Ace got booted. I think that was he guilty? I never believed his story from the beginning. The guy's out of Chicago, and he made the city look bad, with his assertion. Are there racists? Yes, that's probably the most racist damn city in this country. But did it happen? He's lucky they didn't send him to Stateville. He'd have been super juicy down there in Stateville. You know what I mean? He would have been super juicy.
So, right.
But I think he'll be all right in the county. He'll have money on his books.
Ain't nobody gonna mess with that motherfucker. It'll be somewhere where, working in the infirmary or some shit. Nothing's gonna happen to him. Too much publicity.
Yeah, free Juicy. Yeah, but somebody's gonna confuse. Wait, you was a gangster on TV. You see how big of a gangster you are now? Yeah, he'll be entertainment. The guys are like Juicy in jail.
They gonna put Juicy in Gen Pop.
I was in jail with Juicy. You know what I mean? They're gonna have something to talk about the rest of their life.
They gonna coach them up like most guys doing that. Like, listen, dude, when you got a noose around your neck, man, they weren't gonna believe that shit.
Man, talking about you was on your way to Subway at 2 a.m. 20 below zero weather. And some people were walking around in 20 below zero weather. Pookie ain't even out there at 20 below zero weather. I don't know what's going on with Ace's connection today. You know what I mean? Because I do want to ask him about some more things in this baseball. All right. Let's see here. We're going to move on. We're still talking baseball. Oh, the draft lottery. This is what I want to speak on. So Major League Baseball has implemented the draft lottery. That's to discourage ball clubs from, tanking, in the middle of the season, end of the season. I think I'm okay with a draft lottery. I think that would be important. So I think the owners, the team owners, and the Players Association did right with that move there. Because, teams would play all these minor leaguers in the middle of the season, and it does kind of cheapens the game in that, if the Cubs or the Sox, played the first half of the season and they played everybody at their best, and just because both teams are way out in front, and then now in the second half of the season, they're not playing those same teams. But other teams who are in the race with them get to play those teams. But now those teams are, playing minor leaguers. It cheapens, the weight of those 162 games. So I'm in agreement with the implementation of the draft lottery. So I'll see if Ace gets back. Seems like his computer's been hacked. It happens. Now we want to talk about Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner in the GulaG. So free Brittany Griner, by the way. Anybody that doesn't know Brittany Griner, NCAA champion, want to say, where was she at? Was she at Oregon, y'all? Was she at Oregon Duck? But I don't know. She was a baller. Then she has a great career in the WNBA. She plays over there in Russia to make, extra cash because the WNBA is paying pennies. And so allegedly, she's attempting to get back home from Mother Russia, during the war. I don't know why she waited so long. And she had the vape pen with hashish oil, allegedly. Now, to use Ace's terms, when we talked about Calvin Get Ridley, Ace called him stupid, in his opinion. If Brittany did this was not smart, to use Ace's term. It's stupid. You're leaving a country that's quote unquote at war. You're probably flying to a state where all of that stuff is legal. And you couldn't I know that's a long flight from Mother Russia to the United States. But if you can't make that flight without going in the bathroom and smoking your vape cartridge, because they didn't talk about like she had a lot for intent to sell. It appeared as though she just had a minor amount for attempt to use. And I mean, these athletes getting these checks, they take cheap to a whole new level. I'm sure the vape cartridges were, 30% of the price that she'll probably pay in the United States. But so what? I mean, Brittany, you're not, Michael Jordan rich or LeBron James rich, but you're not punching a clock every day. And if it's true, that's why we always say allegedly. If it's true. So looks like Ace is coming back here now. What's going on, Ace? You've been hacked, huh? Let's get this guy in here.
Yeah, I had to. Can you hear me?
Go on your phone?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. We got a little bit of snow out here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Can you turn your phone sideways, Ace? There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, so you think it's the snow? All right. So I had jumped to Brittany Griner, but I wanted to hear your comments on the, and I'll let you know, give you a recap of what I said about Free Brittany. But we were talking about, I had jumped to the draft lottery. How you feel about the major leagues implementing the draft lottery?
Oh, yes. I think maybe they want to telecast just like the NBA. To it's they do have one for the lottery, but I don't think it's as exciting as the NBA. So I think they just want to juice up another program.
Yeah, and I had mentioned, you got to think about it like this, Ace. Say if you're managing Jackie Robinson West and the first half of the season, y'all played all the teams at their best players and beat the dog crap out of them, and then they're out of the race. Then the second half of the season, the second place team that's chasing y'all gets to play that team, and they're using all their minor leaguers and bums, trying to get a first round draft pick. It sullies the weight of those games.
Right. So are you speaking of the Cub season last year?
Yes, everybody tanking and trying to move up in the draft. So I agree with that move.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. You have these, but baseball drafts are such a crapshoot, anyways. It's you get a player
in the fifth round. Yeah.
They do so much. It's so hard for them to get to the show in the first place. It doesn't matter if they're the first round pick or 15th round pick. It all comes down to the player and
their work ethic once they get to the pros.
Yeah. So.
All right, so we were talking about Brittany Griner and the GulaG, and what I said is to quote you, she's stupid. Now it didn't appear that she had enough for intent to sell if this was what she had allegedly. So you're leaving a war-torn country, you're coming back to the States, and you know, you couldn't just wait to get home to buy your vape cartridge?
I mean, it must have been, something that she couldn't have got here, or I have no idea what the hell was going on. Probably it was just something that she's been able to get to or
It's
get
been
away with
overlooked. Yeah. Uh-huh.
every year, coming back to the States from Russia or overseas or whatever place she was playing, and she never thought of the severity or the political landscape of Russia being at war with the Ukraine and everybody in the world having sanctions against them. So
Yeah, and it's a high security alert, and they're going to be doing more checking. And
yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm saying, Ace, it could be so simple as she was getting it cheaper there, because the ruble had crashed. And
yeah,
I'm saying, like, free Brittany because it's a dumb case,
yeah.
but we got to do better, people.
I mean, it's dumb, and it's minuscule as far as a crime. The charge was something that she can get 5 to 10 years, but you also have to be of the mindset that you're in another country, and yeah, you're playing for a team in that country, and yeah, you've been getting away with this for years, but there's always a chance. Being a 6'8" uh, black basketball player.
I mean, Ace, we're unknowns, and it's not risk that we like to take. Now, if you're flying from a
Right.
state where it's legal to a state where it's legal, you're not really taking a risk. And that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like, on the one hand, if you're gonna take the risk, go all in, have enough to make you some money on the other side. I mean, you just gonna have that little bit where you can get up to 10 years. You had to have known.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she's been briefed on the laws of the country of exports and customs, and what she can potentially face in customs in Russia. So it's like the $1,500 bet.
Right.
What what's the benefit versus the crime?
Right. And then it's kind of weird, bro, how she was locked up for like 3 or 4 days before the national news started talking about it. WNBA hadn't made a statement. Nobody said anything. That was bizarre.
Maybe they didn't know where she was. Um,
She didn't get a phone call. It's not America, Justice.
it's not America.
We can hold you for 3 years, no phone call.
Right. They could never be able to talk to her. Shit. She might not be alive now. We don't know. She's in Russia. So it's it's too much of a risk to take for the reward. And the reward is she could have got off the plane wherever the hell she was going and flew to LA or flew to
Right.
Las
Illinois.
Vegas
Right.
and flew to Colorado and got whatever the hell she wanted and flew back home or drove back home or whatever she needed to do. But to put yourself in that position in a war-torn country it wasn't the brightest of moves. I'm sure the U.S. will do whatever they can to get her back, but yeah.
Yeah, bro. She plays for the Phoenix Mercury. So that means she's in Arizona.
Yeah.
She could, right, get anything she wanted.
Right. So
She
maybe
earned 221 grand last season, playing for them. I don't know if she had any, I don't see any commercials, but she could have had some local commercials. And then I'm sure she was probably making 400 grand in Russia. I mean, that's 600 grand a year. What I'm saying is she's not so poor where she had to get the Russian hashish on the cheap.
Yeah.
Bring it back to Arizona, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's been getting away with it every year. She's been over there. So unfortunately, she picked a year where the rest of the world is putting sanctions on Russia. And you know how they do to us. They want to make an example out of us at all times.
Yeah, well, Donald Trump went there and got the ball boy out, Sleepy Joe Biden. I don't think he's going to go to Russia, especially now.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, well, Trump went to China. He went to China and got him out.
Yeah, right.
Remember, they went over there with shoplifting in China.
Yeah, he can make something happen in China.
Who goes shoplifting in China and you're a big, tall mooly?
Right. You're.
Everybody's looking at you taking pictures.
And your brother's a damn millionaire. Yeah, I don't know. He said it wasn't him. Wasn't me.
Yeah, they don't like that in China. They got a 99.99% conviction rate over there.
Yeah, they're gonna. They'll take you to the middle of the square and cane you.
Yeah.
Or cut your arm off, or cut your hand off that stole the item. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure he had a credit card or a debit card or something. He could have bought whatever the hell he wanted, but it's the excitement, the thrill of the chase.
Yeah, that's what it is. Just like the gambling, the thrill of losing your $11 million over a $1,500 bet.
Yeah.
The high of sneaking on the plane with your hashish cartridges.
Yeah. Yeah. He could have. Well, he was gonna double his money, make it $3,000.
Even if it was a 10-1 bet, he was going to get 150 grand. I mean, to him, that's the equivalent. That's like risking my job for, $500.
Yeah.
Less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $200.
I gotta agree with you. He must have some type of gambling problem.
He does have a gambling problem. He gambled his whole career for a $1,500 bet, and he can't see that.
Yeah. I and he's got to go somewhere and work on the cheap because he got to beg to get back into the NFL. And it's a matter of whether Atlanta's going to cancel the contract and say their cap space and go after another player.
Yeah, well, they automatically he's off their cap for next season, so they got the cap space, and I think he only had 1 or 2 more years on his deal, so he's done. All right, go ahead with your final words, man. Anything we hadn't talked about, and then let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean it was a heck of a week in sports. Fortunately and unfortunately, a lot of things happened, and within the last 24 hours, with the big moves in the NFL, as well as the MLB lockout ending today. So I'm sure we'll have a lot to unpack next week when a bunch of MLB moves are made. I got a big middle finger for the Packers and the Aaron Rodgers move. It paid this guy $200 million.
That's Karen Rodgers.
Karen. K-Ron. K-Ran. Got $200 million, and the team was allegedly $50 million over the cap already. So, yeah. If he's truly this great player, we'll see what he does with all the bums they're gonna have on the team next year, and the offensive line that they'll have to protect them. And let's go Bears. Go Honey Bears. Can we bring the Honey Bears back? I'm gonna email our new.
You can bring them back, but you're gonna have Juicy Smollett probably out in front. It's a gender fluid.
That's gonna be his work release program.
Well, we live in a gender yeah, that's gonna be what he signs up for. We live in a gender fluid society, bro.
So we can't have the Honey Bears.
And people, now they give Tom Brady all the credit for this, and I'll nod my hat to him. but he's not the first to do it. Joe Montana used to do it, and many of the top quarterbacks would do it, and Jerry Rice did it. Certain players wouldn't sign those max deals. Michael Jordan did it, so that you can be greatness, so that you can have money left, so that team owners can, spend on the marketplace and get you some comparable players, so that you're not always coming up short in the playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yeah.
Not the playoffs.
But Smug Rogers, I guess he, you could say, yeah, get your bag, but he's had 3 max bags already.
Several. And he keeps renegotiating for more.
Man.
While his wide receiver that's made him look good the last few years is up for his renewal, his new contract. So
yeah, and he's got State Farm commercials, and then when they don't re-sign the wide receivers and everybody he liked, his smug ass gets on national television and starts complaining about the organization, and the organization continues to re-sign him. Now, if he was colored, I think they'd be calling him pampered and spoiled, and the alt-right would be all up his bum.
He hates the game. He's not a team player. Yeah,
exactly.
All that. I know the Fudge Packers are looking at their quarterback situation, knowing that this guy walks away. They're going to be they're going to have a hard time in the division for the next few years because they don't have a backup plan. But
well, I'm personally glad he's back because, remember how he thought it was his last game potentially in Chicago, and he was putting his middle finger up and talking crap to the fans. Yeah. And I hope somebody, I'm not saying you kids do it, but I hope somebody hits him with a beer or something.
Don't put that image on Chicago, although they will do it. But don't put that.
We don't. We're good fans, man. But if you're going to be disrespecting, man, anything can happen in our great city.
Yeah, you're disrespecting the Bears, disrespecting the game. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to continue to hit hot topics every week. So come on, all you.
Yeah, and pull up. You know what I mean? We always got the link. This is an open mic. Pull up.
Talk that crap when we're in certain settings. Pull up.
Free Brittany Griner. Free Juicy Smollett.
Free Juicy.
Free. We should be playing Juicy by Biggie. I'm gonna make a video and put it up on on TATN. Yeah. Get some footage of Juicy. All right. So Wednesday is gonna be on the Self-Love Show. Yeah, we're putting up a powerful show. That's going to be Wednesday. The time is going to be 6:30 here. 8:30 p.m. Chicago time. 8:30 p.m. Yeah, I'll be on the plantation. They want me to go in for 2 days so they can, smack my bum and program. Yeah, so we're gonna start a little later, so it'll be about 8:30. We should be good for Thursday's time for this show. But our topic on Wednesday on the Self-Love Show is gonna be the transatlantic slave trade.
Oh,
fact or fiction?
Ooh,
right. So Well, yeah, what we're looking at is a study on, is it scientifically viable? Did we have the technology to transport millions and millions of people, and they didn't break your neck in the process of doing it? And where are all the boats? Where are they? There should be more boats. We're not saying there were no black people brought here from Africa and thrown into slavery. We're never going to say anything like that. But we're just saying the sheer volume of it, So what we're asking is, were we already here? When you consider that we were the ones that showed the white man how to find the quote, end quote, new land in the first place.
Of course we're already here.
That's what we're asking. So, and next week, as always, y'all know on this show, on Mouthpiece included. We're gonna have some more hot topics lined up for y'all. Weekly hot politics topics, and you're always welcome to pull up. So when you're rolling around Inglewood, Cali, South Central LA, or South Side or West Side of Chicago, or the North Side, check your six. Look in your blind spot. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. And don't forget to.
Don't get your house nigga.
And don't forget to bring